Welcome back. The word annuity makes me cringe, and I'm sure it makes some other people cringe, but there can be useful opportunities to use these in your planning. And so when we think about it, there's immediate annuities and there's also tax deferred annuities, and they're quite different, but they do end up coming together. When I think about annuities, a lot of people think high fees, locked in for a long period of time or for life, promised rates of returns that don't happen. And so if you do your homework, there can be very good situations. So let's first look at an immediate annuity and how that visually looks and how it works. So if we look at it here, this would be, let's say you had someone that had $100,000 and they said, okay, I'm going to give $100,000 to the insurance company, and every month I'm going to get $500 per month forever for the rest of my life. That is an irrevocable decision, and within that now that $100,000 is no longer yours. You can't get it back. And the way in which they determine the amounts per month, and by the way, the $500 a month is not the accurate number that $100,000 would yield. It all depends on how much you put in, what the current interest rate is or rate of return, how old you are, and who the beneficiary is. So, you know, if you had someone that said, hey, I'm getting $500 a month, but when I die it's no longer there, and then you say, well, how much am I going to get per month if I now add on my spouse who's the same age? Well, instead of $500 a month, you might only get $400 a month. And then the amounts that you get can either be fixed or variable. So let's take a look now at what are some of the characteristics around this immediate annuity. Number one, like I said, there are investment options, and there's really three investment options. One is a fixed rate of return. Number two would be a variable rate of return, such as, you know, different rates of return within like a mutual fund or a stock. And the third would be what we call an equity index, and that's a link to say, hey, you're never going to lose money. However, you might get X percentage of what the stock market does with a cap of like 4 or 5%. So those are the three ways. Number two, you have beneficiary options. As you add beneficiaries, and this could be a longevity issue, meaning, you know, actually had someone that took an immediate annuity 20-something years ago, died after 1 year, their payout might have been $6,000, their deposit was $125,000, didn't put a beneficiary to it, and in the end, their family lost out on that. So you need to be very aware of that. Number three, it does give you guaranteed income. So the third characteristic on an immediate annuity, you're going to get some guaranteed income. It's a way to say, hey, now I can expect this amount every month. And number four, protection from creditors. If you had a big account in an IRA, it's possible you might have to withdraw more out, whether you got sued or whether a nursing home took it. We have very little time here, but I want to quickly show you, instead of an immediate annuity, what a deferred annuity looks like. And all a deferred annuity is I'm putting money into the annuity. It's going to grow tax deferred. I can choose how I want to have that invested. At the end of the term, and an average term for deferred could be 5 or 10 years, it's almost like a CD. Think of it that way. You get a promised rate of return. Then at the end of the, that period of time, you then can say, give me the lump sum, or I want to annuitize it and make it that immediate annuity. So really what I want to say, I think with these annuities, we need to make sure that it's appropriate for us. We make sure that it's not the only investment that you have, and that it actually is doing what you want it to do. So I am all for it. Even though we don't use immediate annuities a lot in our firm, if someone says, listen, I don't want to have to worry about X amount of income or my balance going up and down, they may get an immediate annuity, get a guaranteed amount per month, and then the rest of it, maybe they're going to, you know, jostle around and say, hey, it might go up, it might go down. So just be very aware of that. Be aware of, they do promise sometime fake rates of return. Hey, it's a 6% rate of return. You want to make sure you're aware of that and make sure that that's true. In most cases, it's not. When we return, we'll take a viewer question on retirement plans for the self-employed. Stay tuned. Welcome back. We have a viewer question. Pat from North Kingstown asks, I have just entered my 5th year in business and I have 3 employees. What is my best choice for a retirement plan? Well, Pat, there's 3 basic choices. You could get into a 401k plan. That becomes very expensive. What I find is 2 basic ones. A simple IRA, which means you can put in up to $14,000 into your own plan, and that you have to match from the company either a flat 2% or dollar for dollar up to 3% for all your employees. The second one would be a SEP IRA, SEP. You can get in $61,000 into that plan personally. However, that's going to be a representation of a percentage, and you have to do that for all your employees. So for instance, if you're making $200,000 and you put in 61, that's a 30% contribution. If you had someone that's making 50, you got to go put in $15,000 for them. Other choices, if you're single, traditional IRA, and solo 401k. We hope you enjoyed the show. We'll see you again next week on Successful Living.